So I wanted to introduce this video. I apologize for it not being very well done. Basically what has happened is I've been working on a project, and over the course of last semester and this semester I've been working with ASH, which is Association of Skateboarders in Hawaii. And so I decided to, because I already had a relationship with them, to work with them in continuing to rebuild the Kahuku skate park, and also to develop maybe a better way of doing things. And so I submitted a proposal to them just this week that basically says to build maybe a network among the universities, develop clubs, work with them, and to work in the communities and build up the relationships between the communities and the skateboarders, and to continue to break down the stigma and barriers that exist of negatively viewing skateboarders. And and that's one of the missions that ASH has. And so in this movie you'll see parts of the skate park, some kids using it, which was the greatest highlight for me. It being able to actually be used and help people. And then also an interview that I have with Chuck talking about the proposal and the potential that it could all have. There's also an interview that I have with Zach, who is in charge of seeing over my project for the McKay Center, and also some other stuff. But basically I've just spent countless hours trying to get this thing going. It's been basically me, and I've been skateboarding for about 10 years now, actually about 12. And so I am native to skateboarding, but I was new to the organization with ASH, and have discovered that skateboarding is unlike any other organization, and that it's open and free and can connect on multiple levels for individuals to then be able to have a greater impact. And so that is basically what the movie will show. I apologize if it gets kind of boring at times. I'm not very good at making movies. I hope to get better, but thank you for the class, for the things that you taught us, and I hope this all makes sense and that you can tell really that I've put a lot of heart into this. So. We got a radar detector. No, it's hardly ever a speed trap here. There's a little bit of footage from my anthropology class. Yeah, definitely.
Usually when everyone's skating, everyone hangs out up here, so it gets trashed.
Cool.
This is my wife, Zana. Zana, this is Dave.
You're doing it for school, you said?
Yes. Well, first I started the project for, I'm in a peace building program, working on conflict resolution.
Oh,
And
cool.
so the reason that I started it was I've wanted to skate the Kahuku Park for the past year and I couldn't. And so I was like, oh, well, this is a good way to bring the community together and work on, you know, like having an environment where people can kind of grow and skate. And so that's why I started the project. And then it's just kind of evolved, I guess, into this. And so I decided for my anthropology class that I would just like bring those elements into it and look at the organization of Ash and just kind of skateboarding in Hawaii. And so as I've been looking at it, going to the different skate parks, and when we first met, you said something that struck me. You said that you were like, well, I wish that there were more people that were kind of wanting to get involved like this.
Yeah.
And so that's been kind of spinning in my head. And so I came up with this proposal. It's not super well written, but basically the idea is, what I think would be great is if Ash developed kind of a network organization with the other universities on the island and in Hawaii in general.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you that there's, I mean,
Well,
tons
and
of
it's a
people
great
skateboarding
resource
here.
of people that are already organized.
Right. And
Yeah.
so Ash could work as, you know, just this, as obviously the head organization, and then have like kind of subgroups within the universities or like a club
Yeah, like
that they
university
could work
clubs that are
with
affiliated.
Ash
Yeah,
in
definitely.
helping go out to the community and either keep the parks up and running or clean them and work on them and make sure that those healthy environments are there for skateboarding.
And stay healthy environments.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
just it. You know,
Yeah.
we had, because last year at the Bonsai Park, you guys probably heard of it in the newspaper. There was a couple BYU Hawaii students that went there at night, and they had their some flood lamps, and they were skating, and then some locals came up, and there were two dudes and a girl.
Yeah, they got
and
beat
the
up.
chick,
Beat 'em up. Yeah.
Yeah.
nailed the girl in the face, and then
I didn't know they were
took the
students.
board
I just
and
heard that
cracked
skaters got beat up.
truck over one of the guy's heads,
Oh.
Damn.
and he was in the hospital, and
Is he
so
alright?
yeah, now he's okay.
Damn.
But it was intense, you know, and so, and the girl, you know, like her
Yeah,
face
just
was all,
unwarranted.
yeah, and it was just because they were there skating and they weren't, you know,
And those
locals.
other people were drunk. and
Yeah,
that-
yeah, one of them was on drugs,
Yeah.
and so it was just like, you know, what
Is
are
this
we
what
doing
skate
here?
parks are for?
Exactly, yeah, and so that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons that I thought it'd be good to get the Kahuku Park up and running, because if you get people involved, they're more invested, they'll keep it,
Yeah, they'll keep an
looking
eye on
good.
it too.
and that's just it, they'll keep
Yeah.
an eye on it, they'll know who's there,
It's like us driving
what's
by.
going
Well,
on.
even the community, like, there's just such a bad attitude about skateboarding. Like, they don't want to put lights because they don't want people to be there at night.
Yeah,
But it's like,
Those
why
are
is
bad
there this?
kids, and it's
Why
like,
is
they're
there
not
this
bad kids.
stigma of like, well,
Yeah.
soccer fields are lit up at night. And
Right.
Baseball fields are like, why?
I've been in
Is
more,
that an
I played
automatic-
soccer growing up and got in more fights there than I ever did at a skate park.
Yeah.
Basketball
and why
courts?
is that an automatic like?
Whoa.
They shouldn't be doing their sport at night. Like, well, people go to work and school. Like, what?
Yeah, are we supposed to bake in the sun all day instead of enjoying the cool time of day to enjoy our sport? No.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right.
Yeah, even just like education and awareness could be a huge, big boost for
Absolutely.
the community.
And that's the whole thing is, I didn't even know that Ash existed, and it wasn't until I started getting more involved, and then Miles put me in touch with you, and had I not been so persistent with Parks and Rec,
But
You
you
gotta
gotta
be-
be
you
ultra
gotta-
persistent.
you know, I
They're
probably
just
would
stretched
still
thin,
just
which
be-
is
Do you want
one
some
of the,
water?
probably one of
Yeah,
the
that'd be
worst
great.
things.
Vitamin water or regular water?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Surprise
Yeah,
me.
They're stretched so thin that, I mean, the task that they have to really accomplish is almost unattainable because of their understaffing. I mean,
Well,
it's ridiculous, and
it's
they're
hard-
supposed to maintain all the parks, and they can barely even get there to see if they're needing repair.
Right. Yeah, there's that, and then I kind of feel like they're trying to, they're just constantly playing catch up for
Yeah.
the promises that were made and not followed through
Yeah.
on. And so they're in a tough position.
Yeah,
And-
we're redoing the Kailua Park here, Kailua
Okay.
Rec Center, similar to what Kahuku did, but currently there's no obstacles, so we're putting those in, and that should be within the next month or two. So if you're interested in documenting any of that for your project,
Are you afraid of the camera?
I just don't want to cross over in front of.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a professional thing or anything, it's just,
we're getting some good product placement though. You know?
oh yeah, some vitamin water. Dr. Kaili.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to come and check that out as that progresses, I'll keep you in the loop about
Mhm.
how we're moving along. But that's going to be a good one, and
When are you guys going to be
there
starting?
are actually lights there, so I'm really excited because it's 2 blocks from here,
Yeah,
and
great for you.
yeah. But I mean, all the kids that hang out here, they hang out in the shop downstairs for all day basically, and then they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we're gonna go home.
Right, and that's exactly what I used to do. Is
Yeah.
there wasn't, the park that we used to skate at kind of was run down and it didn't work, and same thing, we skated out in front of the shop and then we
Yeah.
went home.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and that's, I don't know, I just think that it's, one, I really admire what you guys are doing with that.
Oh, thanks.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I guess if I had known you before, I would say that I'm proud of you guys for like what you're doing,
Yeah.
because you know, like Sana said, it's creating that awareness, and that's something that a lot of people don't have, and also slamming down on this negative stigma that
Yeah.
that
You got to break that
exists.
stereotype.
Yeah.
It's people like myself and Zana that, you know, they meet me on some other circumstance and like, oh, this guy's really on it. He knows me. And, oh, yeah, he's a skateboarder? Well, that's weird.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And
Is that some secret thing, or should we not talk about it?
I read an article last year sometime, because I have friends back in Colorado that own a shop and are doing a similar thing, trying to build community and
Yeah.
and with skateboarding and an awareness of kind of the healthy growth that it can promote. And there was an article from a San Francisco newspaper that had pictures of the guys in their day jobs, suit, tie, whatever their job was, and then pictures of them skateboarding. And obviously, tons of people skateboard, and you wouldn't ever
Yeah.
think of half of them.
Yeah.
And so that's something that does need to be taken to, I guess, the public eye.
Yeah, it's interesting. What we're seeing a lot is second generation skateboarders. So
Yeah.
some of the
I
younger
don't
kids
like it.
coming, yeah, some of the kids coming to the contests, their dad's bringing them, and I'm like,